Hey, yeah, so I did a video in March about Pinterest fresh pins because I found that a lot of people's pin reach, saves, and repins were going down. Mine was going up. I didn't know why mine was going up, but I figured out. I did some digging into the algorithms. I reached out to Tailwind and Pinterest. Say, hey, what's up? And then I got some feedback and some answers. So here's a quick little video about what I discovered and what I'm gonna do to see if I can crack the algorithm, the new algorithm, and I'm gonna take one for the team and share with you what I learned, so we all can figure this out together.
Hey, long time no vlog or YouTube, but I'm back. For those of you who don't know, who's new to it, Pinterest essentially is a social media bookmarking site. Unlike other sites like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, those sites really about sharing information, sharing things, and engaging and talking and chatting. And it's more social, where Pinterest, people who use Pinterest usually just use that to organize their things that they want to do, perhaps recipes, DIY experiments they want to do. If they're planning an event, they want to, organize different beautiful ways of doing the table arrangement. So that's really Pinterest. It's about organizing ideas, less so much about sharing and talking. And so that's how it differs. It's more similar to Google, is that it's more of a search engine. So when people are looking for ideas, for people to so folks may pin an image from your site from when they travel in social media. They may pin things they find in different websites onto these various different boards. And it's one thing to have people pinning images from your site, which drives traffic back, because when they want to click through, if there's a nice recipe, they click through, they can get the actual recipe by going to your site after they see a pin in Pinterest. It's another thing for them to convert that into signing up for your newsletter, or maybe purchasing a product on your site or your page. If it's an Etsy page that you have, purchasing your design or your t-shirt, that's another thing to convert. And so what we want to do, if you're using Pinterest for business, is you want to convert the traffic into having people take actionable steps. And so what happens though is, if you want to do that, you have to monitor the platform. Like all other platforms, there's an algorithm, and like all other platforms, they change the way they work. And so Pinterest had a major change recently has disrupted the entire game. And this is how it's disrupted the entire game. There have been platforms and applications and desktop resources, even mobile applications built on top of Pinterest. When I mean built on top of Pinterest, what I mean is that different people create different tools to help people who are pinning or using Pinterest for business, to make it easier, to make it seamless for them. One of the tools, or a couple of the tools that's come out, one's called Board Booster, another one's Tailwind, and that allows you to schedule your pins, assemble different types of pins that you want to pin, and have them go out at different dates. Another tool, a resource of one of those tools, is the ability to batch form and send out periodically old pins to keep them refreshed and keep people coming and continue to drive traffic and get attention to those pins. So here's how Pinterest jacked all of that up recently. Pinterest's infinite wisdom decided that it's going to deprioritize and suppress and maybe make towards the bottom old pins. It wants to prioritize fresh pins. And essentially, Pinterest wants to encourage its creators on its platform to create new pins. So if you're a blogger, or you're a vlogger, or you're Etsy, or you have an e-commerce shop, Pinterest wants you to take new fresh images from new products or new posts and pin them, rather than have stale old content recycled through its page. It's saying that its users want to see new things. They don't want to keep seeing the old things. So what that means is that all of those tools that existed before, that allows you to send out pins, old pins, and so you can just essentially set it and forget it, it's out the window, essentially, for the most part. So anyway, so that's where we are. Now, for me personally, I don't have a problem with that, because I blog daily. I manage 4 different sites regularly: JJ Braids, Tech Yaya, Jennifer Speaks, and Belly Itch Blog. And for Belly Itch Blog in particular, I try to blog 3 times a day, but sometimes it end up being 1 to 3 times a day. So I'm always going to have content that's brand new, that just created to pin. And so that's a plus, and I've always done that. So I know the story has been recently telling people, don't worry about blogging too much. Don't worry about creating content. Take your old content, refresh it, which you can do, and put it in different formats. Perhaps if you have a blog post, you can convert it into an ebook. You can pin it out. You can send it to Snapchat. You can make a TikTok out of it. You can do different things with one piece of content. But in terms of for Pinterest, you have that one piece of content that you create can only be fresh once. Adding, responding to Tailwind via Twitter. I could email them, just ask them essentially about what they're doing about this brand new announcement from Pinterest. And they have a tool called, what is it called? It's like a refresh tool. It's one of those, I forget the name of it, but anyway, I'm gonna put it here, which allows you to send out tools. So I'm like, is that essentially obsolete? Since now Pinterest is saying, not only does it prioritize fresh pins, it's going to deprioritize and possibly ban someone who constantly pins old pins. And essentially by banning them, consider them as spamming, because it's like you're sending people through the feed, continuously sending old pins, old content, and they don't want that old content. So what now? And so they responded essentially saying that what they're refreshing doing is just, you can't send it out. You have to space it out, and you can send out something that's old, or you can send out things that's topical or seasonal. So something that's old but comes back fresh again. Anyway, so they said, so it's seasonal. So for example, we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day, for example. That's like the next holiday. This is the last day of March. February is tomorrow per this video, and St. Patrick's Day is coming up. So if I have an old pin from last year that I last pinned it last year during St. Patrick's Day, I can pin that again, and it's kind of considered fresh because there's been a significant amount of time that has passed since then. So seasonal topics, seasonal pins can be brought back again. Otherwise, other than seasonal topic pins, your evergreen content essentially is like, you cannot repin that evergreen content too close together. Otherwise, you'll be considering violating or going against their fresh pin sort of mantra that they're going with now. So there you have it. So I'm going to do that and see how that works out, and join me in this journey. And so I'll try to keep you guys up to date, and I'll let you know if I'm having success with it, and if my pins go up or go down. I've had an increase recently, and I had a big dip, and then I had an increase recently. So I'm thinking one of the reasons my pin account has gone up is because I pin regularly, because I blog daily, and I just started to repin from my blog daily, and I think that is prioritizing my fresh content up, and that's why my account is actually increasing, where other people's who might have been popular and doing pretty well but refreshing and not really sharing new content, because that's what people have been told, their stuff is going down. And so anyway, follow me. Let's see if we can figure this out together, since there really is not a lot of information out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it from the team, and let's get this thing. And also subscribe. I only have 270 subscribers, so I'm trying to get up to 1,000 so I can actually try to monetize this platform possibly. Hey, bye, it's JJ Cat. See you next time. And also hit the notification button so you can be notified. I'm gonna try to do these videos more regularly, because I'm trying to figure it out, because this is gonna be my platform. So let's do it together. Take care. Bye-bye.